What's up everybody? Welcome back to another vlog. A lot of you, like myself, have found wholesaling and the idea of being able to create money with real estate and create large sums of money in a short amount of time is extremely appealing. I mean, it was not one of the main reasons why I wanted to get started in wholesaling houses, but it was kind of like the catalyst, like, oh my God, I could make more money than what I'm making at my job with the same amount of time that I'm putting into my job. Believe me, I wanted to quit right away. I was like, you know what? This is for me. I'm out of here. Peace. But then I was like, whoa, hold on 1 second. I can't just quit like that because I don't have any money in the bank. And I didn't have any type of security cushion in order to be able to quit my job. So that's one of the fundamental things that I want you guys to think about before you even think about quitting your job. And that is, do you have the ability to quit your job? Because this whole thing about entrepreneurship is really a gamble at first because you don't know what you're doing. You're not really consistent. You're not making money right away. You might not make any money right away. It could be several months before you see any type of real results from your efforts. And that's another reason why people quit so easily, because they do it for a couple of weeks, they see there's no returns, and they just like, you know what, this isn't for me. Which is fine, if that's you, that's just the way you feel. I can't change anything about that. It's all about mindset. But from my own experience on when I decided that I wanted to quit my job, I had to really think about it methodically, write down a plan and follow the plan to the T. And my plan was I needed at least 1 year worth of savings in order to survive. That way I can quit my job and do wholesaling full time and produce an income every single month. My plan took almost 2 years to really be put into play. It took about 1 year and 7 months for me to quit my job eventually. But when I did, I was scared to death because I was like, how am I gonna pay the bills? I had $40,000 in the bank at the time, and that's about what I was making, on a yearly basis, and I knew that I could survive 1 year with 40 grand, because I figured if I'm doing stuff consistently and I'm getting deals every month, at least one, at least I'll have, some time. If I don't get a deal within 6 months, I can think about getting a part-time job or something. That way I don't use up all my savings. So that's something that I want you guys to think about before you decide to quit your job. Lay out a plan and really stick to your plan. Find out how much money do you need to survive off of for the next couple of months. What do you need to survive off of in the next couple of months? And if you can't quit immediately, don't feel like you don't have a chance in this business. And I say that because a lot of you are probably still working a 9-to-5 job. And I was working a 9-to-5 job when I first started wholesaling. I was working longer than 9 to 5, 7 o'clock in the morning till about 7 o'clock in the afternoon every single day, Monday through Saturday, sometimes Monday through Sunday, and still trying to wholesale on the side. I would dedicate about 2 to 3 hours every single day, and I just kept going at it, research after research. Just a lot of time and a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that went into this and building it up. That way I could quit my job. And I mean, where I worked, that was nothing grand. I wasn't making like $150,000, $200,000, $300,000 a year. I was making, $47,000, $50,000 a year, which might seem like a lot, but I got 3 kids and a wife, so all my money went to them and paying the bills. Because I gotta make sure my family has, what they need, all their needs to be fulfilled. Now, if you're alone, your budget might be different, or maybe where you live, it might be more expensive or cheaper. So what you need in order to survive may vary different from what I needed. And whatever your needs are, I mean, hey, it's up to you to establish those needs and what you really need to do, or what you really need in order to survive. So now that we got that out of the way, I do have some exciting, super exciting news and super exciting update on today's vlog. So 6 months ago, I picked up this property under contract, and it came with a big what if. Humongous what if at that. And I didn't know what was gonna happen or what we were gonna be able to do with this property because it had a $350,000 IRS lien on it. And I thought, there's no way we're gonna be able to close on this. But with some guidance from some other people, and actually the wholesaler who had it under contract before us, we were able to get in contact with him through another friend or another wholesaler in the area. Shout out to Uncle Carl. He was able to link us with the attorney that we needed and some of the documents that we needed in order to get this whole thing closed. So it took a lot of time. It took a lot of energy. It took quite a bit of money too. This is not a deal for somebody just starting out. I think total that we invested into this deal is about $7,000 to $10,000. And that's with paying the attorney to take care of this, as well as paying for some of the things that we needed, like a commercial appraisal, getting the documents that we needed in order to close this thing, and all the other stuff that came in between it, you know, dealing with the seller. Seller wanted us to give her money, and I told her there's no way that we're gonna give her money. It just, a lot of stuff happened there that we were like, this is gonna be a very long process. And we finally did it. We got to the end. I actually literally just got news of this today. I've been wanting to make this video happen, and I was waiting for the news that we finally got the liens lifted off. While at the same time we got the liens lifted off, the liens are only lifted off for 30 days. And because they're lifted off for 30 days, that means we gotta hurry up and pick this thing up, close on it, and then sell it to our end buyer. We have to double close on it. Luckily, the guy that is buying it off of me is a repeat buyer. He's a very good friend of mine, and he is ready to close on this. He thought that we cut him completely out of the deal, and I told him, there's no way, man. My word is my word, and I don't go back on my word. So now that you guys heard what I was able to do, let's go check this place out so you guys can get an idea what it looks like. And this place is a train wreck, I'll tell you that. So let's go check it out. All right, so here we are. This is the commercial building that we picked up under contract back in, I believe it was like August or something like that. And finally, we're gonna get this thing closed. Oh my God, I am so excited. $350,000 IRS lien. That is unbelievable all in itself. I never thought in a million years that I would be able to do something like this. But let's run through it real quick. That way you guys can take a look and see how bad this place is. Now, it is pretty dark in here, so again, I don't know how well you're gonna be able to see anything, but yeah, it's pretty dark. Let me adjust my camera real quick, see if I can at least let in a little bit more light. All right, there we go. So yeah, this place, man, it is still a wreck in here. I don't know how well you can see some of the stuff that's on the floor there. There we go. I mean, and this place, it's crazy how much, you know, I'm actually not gonna go all the way back there because I think that number one, there's more water damage than there was before. Number two, I'm looking at something. I'm gonna show you guys what I'm looking at. It looks like fungus growing on the floor throughout the whole building. This is actually pretty incredible. I've never seen anything like this before. I think it's just because of the moisture content in this place. But let me see if I can point this thing at the ceiling real quick. That is an active leak going on right now. Let me see if I can focus it. There we go. That is an active leak going on right there. And it's been going on for a really long time. So yeah, I'm not gonna go back there. I was thinking about going back there, but on second thought, I can hear the water dripping back there. I don't know how well you can hear it on here, but it is, you know, this is not a safe place for me to go in there. Now, I am gonna take a drone shot of the roof because I actually wanna see how bad the roof leak has gotten over the time that we've had this property under contract for. It's been 6 months. It's unbelievable how long it's taken for us to get to this point. You know, wholesaling, especially the fact that we're actually going to close on this property and it had over $300,000 worth of liens from the IRS. And you know, I'm pretty proud of myself. I've never done a deal this complicated ever. And it's been quite a complicated deal. Let me see if I'm gonna try to get over here a little bit. You know what? Let me show you guys. Hello? Actually, maybe not. I can, for some reason, I hear something. I think there's an animal in here, and I don't have my gun with me, so I'm not trying to play, you know, save the animals in here, because either that or it might be even bats. Who knows? But I can hear something moving around. I'm actually gonna back up over here and readjust my camera real quick. So yeah, it has been an incredible journey so far with this property in particular, and just wholesaling all in all. And I'm pretty proud of where we're at. I mean, it's been a long time coming. All the stuff that we've been doing with this place and all the other stuff that we've been doing in wholesaling. It is also gonna make a pretty nice penny. 6 months worth of waiting, and the take home on this is gonna be around $75,000. So not too bad at all. I know it took a while for us to do it, but usually these really long, complicated deals are the ones that yield really good profits. The fact that I had an IRS lien too made it even more profitable, because now, you know, we're learning something new that we never knew before. Like, I never knew that you could take IRS liens off. I thought when you had IRS liens on a property that was it, you couldn't do anything else. But let's take a look at the roof condition, see if this thing is even still there. I mean, so far, like from what I'm hearing in here, I can hear the water leaking. I can hear, you know, something moving around. I don't know if it's something in the actual crawl space. There's drop ceiling in here, and there's about 3 to 4 feet in there that I know that you know, there could be something hiding there. Who knows? But yeah, let's get out of here, because I'm getting creeped out like crazy. And you know, just take a look at the roof. I'm actually really wondering what this roof looks like after all this time, but we'll check it out. We'll see. All right, so I just got home right now. Let me go ahead and turn on my lights in here. If I can turn my lights on. There we go. So that place was absolutely crazy. I mean, the fact that practically this place is like falling apart. There's so much going on in there. There's so much debris, the mold, and just everything that's going on with that place is crazy that we've been able to hold on to this property for so long. And the way that everything has just unfolded in all of this time frame, it's pretty cool. I mean, yeah, a lot of work went into this place. A lot of work went into just everything that happened with this place. I'm generally surprised that we're able to get this far with it. Lifting the IRS liens and getting it to the closing table, that part is just absolutely crazy. I know I'm going to do a separate video on exactly what I did. Maybe I'll include it as an extra in my course, as an added course to my course on how to do IRS tax lien properties. But it was a pretty interesting experience. You know, everything that we had to do, all the forms, the money that was involved. We paid almost $10,000 to get everything ready in order to lift the liens off of the property. So definitely not a first time wholesale deal, and definitely not for the faint hearted, because if you are struggling for cash, I would never advise anybody to take that type of gamble. This was a humongous gamble because we had no idea whether this was going to work or not. Like, truly, I had no guarantees, guys. This was kind of like a shot in the dark, that it might work, but I wasn't sure it was going to work. And even if it was going to work, we didn't know how much money we were going to have to pay the IRS in order to close on this property. The range was going to be $20,000 to $75,000 for the property itself. So luckily we had, you know, a huge amount of profit margin, But if, like, let's say we would have ended up selling this property for $75,000 like the previous wholesaler had, we would have had absolutely no room whatsoever for error. And in reality, we probably would end up losing money on the deal because we had to pay money out front, and then to buy it for $75,000 and then to sell it for $75,000, we would have been in the hole for about $5,000. But me and my partner, we took the initiative to take the risk. I told him straight out, look, you know, even if we don't get the liens lifted off, let's just try anyway, so we can kind of understand exactly how this process works. That way, even if this didn't work out for this deal, we could go and try to make this work for another deal, and we would know the process. But it completely surpassed my expectations, and I'm happy about that, because even if we would have just sold it for $75,000, we still would have made a good profit. And I'll let you know exactly what the profit is, just because you guys held out so long on this video. So the total profit is going to be $100,000 on this property. That is insane all on its own. Biggest wholesale deal I've done so far. My largest wholesale deal was last month. Wait, was it last? Yeah, it was last month for $75,000. This one is going to be for $100,000. Now, on this one, we are also paying another wholesaler because he gave us everything that we needed, all the material that we needed, even the attorney that we needed in order to make this deal happen. It's kind of funny how we ran into him. Again, shout out to Uncle Carl. We contacted Uncle Carl, he is the type of guy that deals with problematic properties. He turns a problematic property into profit. All day long, he makes mega profits. So we contacted him directly. And it turns out, he's like, hey man, actually, I know the guy who had this property under contract. And I was like, really? You do? He's like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in contact with him. So we got in contact with the guy, and he was like, yeah, I got pretty much everything that it needs to close. I just backed out of the deal because I didn't want to deal with the seller anymore because she was so crazy. And she is. And I was like, okay, cool. What other parts did you need in order to close? And, what were some other determining factors why you didn't want to deal with it? And I found out why. Number one, we didn't know, how much money we were going to have to pay the IRS. That's a big anomaly. And he could only sell it for $75,000. He already had about $5,000 in the game, and he didn't want to put any more money because there was just really no certainty at all on what he was going to have to pay the IRS. So what he did was he told me, hey, I want 50% of the deal. And I told him, absolutely not. That's not going to happen. I'm not going to do all this legwork, put more money into this deal, and you get half of it. No. I was like, I'll give you 25% of the proceeds. That's it. Nothing else. He was like, okay, I can deal with that. I can deal with 25%. So we were thinking that, we came into this thinking that we were only going to make about maybe $30,000, pay him 25%, and everybody goes home happy. And turns out definitely a lot more, because the IRS is asking for less money. I think they're only asking for $8,000. There's $16,000 in back taxes. So we're going to come out of this with a really, really, really good profit. The buyer that I have lined up for this, he's a frequent buyer, so I'm not really worried about him closing on it. I was actually talking to him today about this to make sure, hey, is everything okay? Are we able to close? Or is there anything that's holding you back? He told me no. So me and my partner are going to close on this because we're going to have to double close on it. So I'm going to close on it probably either this week or next week. And then my buyer, he's going to close on it the week after, because right now he's going to go on vacation in about a few days. So I'm glad I got to actually show you guys. The fact that I did a vlog on it previously was cool. And then the ending of that property, you guys got to see kind of like start to finish what it took. I mean, yeah, I didn't give you guys the exact blueprint of how we did that property, just because it was a lot, man. It was a lot to deal with, a lot of money that came out of pocket. But the fact that we're here, we're going to be at the closing table, and the liens are lifted, that's awesome. That's great teamwork. Gotta give a shout out to my partner. He made it happen too. We both worked diligently to make this thing happen. And the fact that we got the liens lifted even if it didn't close, man, I would be happy with that, because we have actually run across properties that they're like, yeah, I got an IRS lien of like, $100,000, $200,000, $500,000, and I can't do anything with the property. Now we know how to do it. So yeah, definitely, awesome experience. Hope you guys found some type of value in this. If you did, again, shoot me a thumbs up. If you think I totally suck, give me a thumbs down. Let me know in the comments down below. And even ask me some questions about this deal. Shoot me some comments down below. That way, I can answer them. Let you guys know exactly, maybe some details about this property that I didn't share in the vlog. But other than that, guys, I'm going to go ahead and head to bed. It's been quite a day, quite an adventure. And I'll catch you guys on the next vlog. Take it easy, everybody.